Manders, mix up, 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 mix up, Manders, mix up. Just like that, goodie. Okay, guys, I've fully been gone for like a while. I know Amanda's mix-up has been lacking, but the cost of living was costing. So basically, yeah, I'm coming back with a story time. Guys, this is a safe space, so I do not want any judgment. So, you know, truth is I'm tired. I'm so tired of being lonely. Like, it's really hard out here for a pimp, but I've got to give it to you, Stiff. You know me, I always keep it real. So basically, guys, sis went on a dating website. Don't call me desperate. You got to do what you got to do. So I've gone on this dating website, Hinge. So I'm just mingling with the people, them sons. I'm just mingling, trying to see what's out there. You know what I mean? Sifting through the bullshit, sifting through. And I bump into this one guy, kind of short, but you know, short lives matter. I've got to be fair, and you know, no discrimination. So he's like, yeah. But from the jump, I feel like I should have clocked something was off, because he messaged me one time. Say he messaged me today. By tomorrow, it was like, can I have your number? And I don't know about you, but for me, I feel like, talk to me a little bit now before you just take my number. Like, how do you know that I'm the one and we just want to exchange numbers? Like, I know the whole point of Hinge is to like be social, get to know people, so on and so forth, but I'm not gonna just match with you and then take your number straight away. Like, I don't just be giving out my number for fun. I don't know, is it just me or ... So anyway, lo and behold, this midget convinced me to give him my number anyway. So I exchanged numbers after being under duress. You know, we exchanged numbers. There was like no conversation whatsoever. It was like, let's go on a date. And you know, I'm there thinking like, do you want to know how old I am? Do you want to know if I have kids? Do I work? Am I the local hoe? Like, do you not want to know anything? Like, I was wondering, like, are you planning to ask me anything? Well, me being me, I'm like, okay. So I agreed to the date. So, you know us women, we're forever running late. So fast forward to the day of the date, which was a Friday. I was running late, so he lived, I won't say where he lived because obviously no one's not afraid. You know, I'm a bad man in real life, but obviously I don't want to just expose people in his business either. Like, no one's agreed to be on my story time, so I'm going to talk up the things anyway.
You don't care because he did what he did.
That part. So basically, fast forward to the date now, which was a Friday, and I was like, you know, I'm running a bit late, and he was just acting real shady boots from the jump. So I was like, I'm running late. I think I've done the right thing by letting you know that I'm running late. Is it just me, ladies, or
no,
like the smart thing to do would be like, I'm running late, rather than just to leave you hanging for like half an hour, 40 minutes in the bar we had planned to go to. So he was like, what do you want to just cancel? And I was like, whatever you want to do, because at this point, the fuck. So anyway, he was like, you know what, let's just go. Let me know when you're leaving, then I'll leave then, because he lived far, but whatever. So as soon as we get there, people, every fiber of my being started tingling. Something was off, like my spidey senses was tingling. So we've got there, and he's like, so I've pulled up round the corner to park. He's already there standing on the corner. So he's like, it's dead in there, man, let's go somewhere else. So I'm like, but it's a date. We don't care whether it's popping, like, it's a date. Surely we're gonna like talk and, you know, mingle and, I don't know, like speak to one another. Do we care if the bar has got 1 people or 100? Like, it's irrelevant, no? So I was like, okay. But straight away, I was like, nah, man, this is really weird. But I'm just getting fucked over and over again. So I'm like, cool, okay, I agree to it. We go to somewhere else. So we pull up. He parks in front of me. We cross the road together. They're playing Whitney Houston. Now, you lot know I love Whitney. She's my favourite person. God rest her soul. Like, Whitney, I love you. However, I don't necessarily feel like I want to be at a place with Whitney in the background, and also the date wasn't on it. So we go to location number 3. Bar in mind, stick a pin, the whole time we have been bar hopping, he kept talking about going to fucking this restaurant in Hammersmith he kept banging on about it. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Is that like your local stomping ground? Like, I don't get it. Why do you keep going on about this one place? And he was like, no, man, I just heard it's popping. I heard it's popping. So I was like, okay. So he gets me to go to this bar.
Was he American?
No, I'm just that's my impression of him. But he was proper like, it's popping, it's popping. So I was like, okay, let's go. So we eventually go to the place that he'd been banging on about all night. So we get there, we park, I park behind him. Bitches, would you believe this motherfucker reversed his car and crashed into me?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, like it's 2024, we all have fucking sensors on our car. Like, so he reversed and was like, brr, sorry, drinks on you, yeah? And I was like, no, motherfucker, drinks are not on me, ho. If anything, drinks are on you because you reversed into my fucking vehicle. Like, I know I have a 13 plate, but don't come for Snow White. Like, she gets me from A to B. Like, don't style me. So obviously, walk in the restaurant. I kind of go to the left because these old women just drew me in and started talking to me. Like, I don't know if it was my aura or my spirit, but they called me over. I think maybe it was God saying, bitch, code red, exit left. But, you know, didn't pick up on the cue. Proceeded inside anyway. So I'm talking to these two women. They're like, oh my God, you look nice. He's over there doing whatever shit midgets do. Over there doing some midget shit. It's okay, that's what he's doing. So then we're in there. He has 2 drinks. Now, I really should have been watching because the whole night long, I was thinking this is going really weird. So realistically, I should be watching in case he's not putting anything into my drink. But however, I didn't. So we go to the back of the restaurant that we go to. It's kind of dead. There's nobody there. Bearing in mind, the first place we went to, he didn't want to go because it was dead in there. But he's okay, we're going to this dead restaurant. Cool. So we're in this dead restaurant. We're at the back. And I mean, this guy, yeah, and he had a big ass head as well. This big ass head, hey Arnold motherfucker was moving shady inside the restaurant. So he's sitting there. I'm sitting in front of him and he's just like, his eyes were just darting all over the gaff. It was giving PTSD. It was giving, I'm on the spectrum. It was giving mental health. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I support all my mental health brothers and sisters. I feel like I'm a little bit MH. However, on a date, I'm going to hide my demons. They're not going to come on show. Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. Like, I'm going to give you the bullshit after I've trapped you in my web of lies. I wouldn't let it all hang out, like, first off. That's just me personally. Anyway, so we're in the restaurant. His eyes are darting around. So, you know me, I couldn't contain myself. I'm like, what going for you, fam? He was like, oh, you know, I'm just checking that my ops are around. I said, your ops? We're on a date and you're checking for your ops. Your ops as in your opposites that do not agree with you. Okay. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me just mind my business at this point. Because in my head, mentally, I'm never going to link this motherfucker a fucking again. Like, we're done. After I leave today, blockity block. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. So he's moving funny. You know, head starting around. He said he's checking for his ops. I'm like, cool. Now, one thing with me, I'm a really good conversationalist, if I say so myself. Like, I could be with the deadest, driest, most boringest of persons, but I'm going to just make the best of the situation. Because, you know, like, fuck it, I'm already here. I'm going to ask you about the moon or the stars or your mum or how your mum conceived you. What position did she get you in? You know, whatever. I'm just going to ask you whatever. Just to buy the time and... Sorry, guys. My storage was full. I had to delete some shit and circle back. So anyway, as I was saying. So... I'm a good conversationalist. I'm going to say what I have to say just to waste some time until I can make the great escape, because I know I'm not coming back here, so cool, whatever. I don't give a fuck on what I tell you. Like, it's just until I'm ready to cut in it. Cool. So he's still acting dodge. And then he's like, oh, do you know what? I don't like this seat. Can we move? Bearing in mind, we are now, like, it's a big restaurant. That end of the restaurant has people. This end, it was just me and him. And there was like a birthday booking, but you know when they're like way over there in the corner, like they can't even see what's going on. So I was like, move, why? He was like, oh, I don't like when my back is against the wall. And I'm like, okay. So I allow this fucking motherfucker to convince me to move seats. And this is where the fuck I messed up. This is like strike 2 for me on the night. Like, I'm moving ditzy, like air is in my head. I'm moving like I'm blonde. No offense to blonde people, I love you, but I'm moving like yo. Do you get where I'm coming from? So yeah, I'm just moving super blonde. So we moved to the table that is behind where we were already sitting. We moved to this table. I have a LV pouch. You know the LV pouches that everyone has? I put it in the seat next to me. And he's now sitting next to me on my right hand side. So we're talking and he takes my hand, like my right hand and my left hand, and he's holding both of my hands and he's talking to me. Now I'm starting to thaw out a little bit because I start to think, although you're a midget and your head's big, you're actually quite sweet. So I'm starting to thaw out. He's got holding both of my hands. I'm sitting like this. He's talking to me. Would you believe this motherfucker's gonna turn me round and talk about, you're so beautiful for a dark-skinned girl? That is one of my pet fucking thieves. What do you mean I'm so beautiful for a dark-skinned girl? Motherfucker, do you know us dark-skinned girls are beautiful? Dark-skinned girls, sound off in the comments. Because I don't know who the fuck he thought he was. Bitch, pretty for a dark-skinned girl. The fuck? Anyway, so he says that and I'm like... So back to square one, my original thought, which was... You're on block. So although I was thawing out, like I iced back up instantly, because what do you mean I'm nice for a black bitch? Anyway, so he's talking to me with his big ass motherfucking Hey Arnold head. So he's talking. Remember, my LV bag is on the left of me on the chair. So you know me, like my lip gloss is always popping. So I'm like, oh my god, let me top up my lip gloss. So I release my hand from his. I turn to my left. My LV bag is not to be seen. So I'm like, where the fuck's my bag? So I'm thinking, Amanda, maybe you left it in your old seat. So I've proper like got up now. I've gone to that seat. My bag's not there. So now I'm like, oh my god, where's my bag? Like I'm proper doing the most looking for my bag. Like, and then I'm like, nah, where the fuck is my bag? This pussy was gonna talk about, do you sure you never left it in the car? Bitch, I didn't leave my bag what am I leaving my bag in the car for? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, as a woman, like, I'm on a date, I've got my bag with me at all times. I didn't leave it in the car, like, because I don't know the setup, so my bag's with me at all times, innit? So I've risen from my seat, I'm walking around, I'm looking around, and then two people from the birthday booking obviously see what's going on. They're like, oh, excuse me, are you okay? They're like, black people, big up my people, because, you know, like, we stay strong at all times. So they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I can't find my fucking bag. They're like, where did you put it? I'm like, I put it on the seat. Then he was like, well, why would you put it on the seat? I was like, bitch, it's motherfucking irrelevant why the fuck I put the bag on the seat. The moral of the story is, the bag isn't there now. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you asking me everything other than what you're supposed to be asking me, which is, oh my God, babe, your bag. Let's find your bag. So the pussy was really starting to irk my soul now, because like, he was just not being a man. He was not being a man. He weren't being man enough for me. Like, hashtag Tony, he was not doing the right thing in this situation. So God bless the two people from the birthday booking that were like, oh my God, are you okay? So they're helping me look. So obviously I'm like, get the restaurant owners, like, what the fuck? How can my bag just disappear off the face of the earth? Let me see the CCTV. They're on some long thing. It's Friday night. They ain't trying to get no fucking CCTV for me. They leave me the fuck to it. So I ring my friend Shani. So I'm like, Shani, oh my God, I'm on this date and I can't find my bag. So Shani's like, what? Are you fucking dumb? And then she's like, what are you gonna do? I was like, I don't know. Then she was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, don't worry about it. It's just materialistic. At least you've got your life. So how are you gonna get home? And I'm like, I have no idea how I'm gonna get home. She's like, well, your date's gonna have to take you home. She was like, ask him. And so I've turned to the fucking midget and I'm like, excuse me, like, obviously my bag's gone. Inside my bag was like my makeup, my MAC makeup that I had just bought, by the way. Like, I had done one brush and it just disappeared off the face of the earth along with my LV bag. Were you able to drop me home? This bitch is like, oh, sorry, nah. So my friend's like, what? Is he done? Put him on the phone. I did not pass the phone because what are we gonna bad him up to take me home? Like, babes, it's not happening. I'm gonna have to walk. He told me no. He told me no, bitch. So evidently I know that it's gonna be a long walk. I look at my Apple Watch, it's just me and my Apple Watch now. Like, do you know what I mean? So she's like, go to your car, you're in one of them areas, maybe they're trying to take your car. I'm like, bitch, they're not trying to take Snow White. Like, I promise you, nobody wants Snow White. She's like, you're fucked for no one. So now I go to my car, which is across the street from the restaurant. So I walk to my car, like I speed walk into my car because I'm thinking, no, for real, what if like my car keys are in the bag and all this stuff? What if they are really trying to thief my car? Like, I don't know. Do you get where I'm coming from? So I walk across the road, then this fucking midget walks with me. And then he's like, oh, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to fucking see. So he's like, where you going? I'm like, bruv, I'm going to see that my car's still there. So I'm now leaning up against my car. So I had my phone. What I did have on me is my phone, my lip gloss, and my license, because I had just passed my test maybe a couple weeks before, and they just happened to be in my pocket. I happened to be wearing the exact same trousers now that I was wearing, so they were in my pocket. So then my Apple Watch starts going crazy, like buzz, buzz, buzz. And I look, and my credit cards are being used, my bank cards being used, like every more my blood clot thing them I use. And they weren't even using it like, you know, proper places. Like, I feel disrespected. Like, obviously I'm not Beyonce, like, but put a little bit of respect on my thing. Like, I got a couple zeros in the bank account. Like, come on, like, try a shop. They were trying the fucking corner shop, spending £30, £40. Do you know what I mean, sort of thing? So I'm like, oh, so I've actually been robbed. Like, now I realise, like, I've fully been robbed on a date. So I didn't have a coat on. I had on these cargo trousers and a crop top, similar to this, a crop shirt. And I'm just feeling like down in the dumps. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling like, really? Like, how do I come on a date with this dodgy motherfucker, this midget, and I get robbed? So I'm leaning up against my car, like, I just feel so deflated. And I'm like, bro, like, they're obviously using my card. Like, I'm saying it to him, they're using my card because my watch is going crazy. And then he's like, oh, don't worry about it, baby. He proceeds, this motherfucker proceeds to, like, pull me in for a hug. And I'm like, what are you doing? This motherfucker is forcing his short ass self on me. Like, I mean, like, fully rubbing me up and, you know what I mean? Just like push up himself, pumping. I'm like, bitch, I just been robbed. Now it's not the time. Like, what are you doing? Like, seriously? Read the room. This is not a sexual room. This is a I've just been robbed room. Like, now is not the time. Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. So he's like, oh, come on. Let's just make the best of the night. Let's just make the best of the night. And I'm like, there's no best of the night. Like, I've been robbed. This KO. Night's over. We're done. So he's like, all right, cool. He gets in his car and he drives off. So I'm ringing my friends now. So obviously my friend Shani, she keeps calling me. She's checking I'm all right. I'm ringing Dale. Dale's at Chev's house. They're like in Croydon. I'm in Hammersmith. So they're like, the fuck? What are we going to do? Oh my God, code red. Like, I called all the Avengers and the Avengers were all trying to assemble. Like, everyone was out. Do you know what I mean? So I'm ringing anybody. So I ring my friend Mari. Now, Mari is like heavily pregnant. So she was like, one thing with me and Mari, yeah, she's always telling me, Amanda, you're just too quick. You're too quick to go on these dates. I think it's because you like freeness. Freeness is in everything. So when I ring her, I'm ringing her and her phone's on Do Not Disturb. Don't you hate these Do Not Disturb bitches? Like, why is your phone on Do Not Disturb, ho? Who's calling you? I mean, I know I was calling you, but this was the code red situation I needed to get through. So I'm like ringing her, it's going voicemail, I'm calling her on WhatsApp, it's not going through. Because I know this hoe ain't sleeping. I'm snapping her, texting her, emailing her. I'm trying to get through. I'm sending pigeons. Like, somebody answer the phone. Do you get what I mean? She finally calls me back. You okay? She's got this little voice. She's got this little Mickey Mouse voice. You okay? And I'm like, Mari, I've just been robbed. And she's like, what do you mean you've just been robbed, Amanda? Like, she fully goes into Simon mode. Like, Simon, like, so when I say Simon mode, I call her Simon and I'm Theodore and Delisha. Sorry guys, I had to change phone again because my phone doesn't want me to be great. So I'm now snapping off my cousin's phone, but no. So Mari, Simon, I'm Alvin because I'm mischievous, and Delisha's Theodore. So Mari goes into Simon mode. So she's like, what do you mean you've been robbed? What do you mean? So she's having a go and I'm like, bro, now's not the time. Code red, Avengers assemble. Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing, like, Avengers assemble. Come on, like. So she's cussing and carrying on. So where are you? I'm like, I'm in Hammersmith. What do you mean you're in Hammersmith? That's kind of how she's sounding to me. Because she's just ignorant for me. Obviously, I get it. You're heavily pregnant. I'm stuck on the side of the road. I can't access my own vehicle, which I am leaning up against. This fucking bloke has left me. So while I'm talking to Simon, yeah, he drove off and left me, bitch. Well, hold on. Sticker pin. So I'm talking to Simon, explaining what's happened. He reverses and comes back. So automatically I'm thinking, huh? I said, where did you go? He went, I drove down the road because I thought I saw someone. Again, my spidey senses are tingling. So you are trying to move to me after I've just been robbed. I'm not having it. So you drive off and then reverse. So So now I'm thinking, something's wrong. How can you leave me on the side of the road? I'm there thinking he's gone. He comes back. So I'm thinking, this motherfucker, he robbed me. It's him. Do you know what I mean? Because why would you drive off? And he came back after like 5-7 minutes. It was just weird because he thought he saw someone. Bitch, you didn't see nobody. We're on a dark road. You didn't see no one. So obviously he comes back. Mari's like, I'm going to put on my clothes quickly and come to you. So, but obviously I feel bad because she's heavily pregnant. So I continue to ring around the rest of the Avengers and I get through to my friend Amisha. Amisha's out in Peckham with her man. So I call her and I'm like, Amisha, I've just been robbed. And she's like, what? Amisha speaks in like slow motion. Sorry, Amisha, but you do. So she's like, what? What do you mean? That's how Amisha... That's how Amisha, please don't cuss me, but that's how she's talking. Like, what do you mean? So she's like... Amisha, since I've known Amisha, which since I've been 11, she's been making this sound. No one knows what it means, but she was like... It was like some communication. I felt like I understood because it's been so many years, but I understood that she was coming. So I'm like, Mari, I feel bad. I don't want you to come out. I've got through to Amisha. She's going to come. She's with her man, innit? So Mari's like, so stick a pin again. So remember I said the guy had come back. So he's talking and he's proceeding to continue to move to me. So Mari's like, I don't feel comfortable with you being on the road and he's doing the most. Can you at least call the police while I sort out, she's got her daughter, while I sort out Naya and then get in the car? And I'm like, okay, cool. So I call 999 and then this little fucking midget eases up a little bit, like, because I'm on the phone to the police now. Because, like, what are you doing? You're not about to rape me on the side of the road. Like, I'm not going out like that. This pussy does not come so easy. Sorry, motherfucker. You're going to have to slice my throat to get this pussy. Do you know what I mean, sort of thing? I wasn't having it. Like, you were not just going to rape me just like this. It's not happening. I'm putting up a fight. So I'm on the phone to the police. He's just sitting there with his fucking short self being short. And then he was like, so what, you're going to come to my house and let's just forget about the night. Let's just make a good night of it. And then we'll just figure out how you're going to get home tomorrow. And I'm like, no.
Rob you and then get the pussy. Rude.
So he goes about his business.
Really?
So then Mari pulls up. She wants to have a go at me, but she knows it's not the right time. So she can't have a go at me yet. So she drives me up the road and then Amisha and her partner pull up. So I get out of Mari's car because we're kind of somewhat near to Mari's. It's not fair for Mari to have to drive from her house to Hammersmith past her house. By the way, she's got her 6-year-old in the car and she's like overdue to come to South Croydon to drop me home. So I get in Amisha's car. Amisha and her partner are letting me fucking have it. Her partner's like, give me your blood clot phone. He deletes Hinge. He was not playing with me. He was like, fuck this shit. What the fuck are you doing on Hinge? Hinge is for desperate people. Show me what this boy looks like. So I'm like, okay. I hand him the phone. He was like, look at him. I could just tell he was going to rob you. What the fuck? Like, he's proper having a go at me. Like, I'm forever grateful, Nathan. Thanks so much. But Nathan laid into me. So now I'm feeling shit. So I ring my nigga Kyle. I'm like, Kyle, I've just been robbed. Kyle's like, help me to explain how you go on a date and you get robbed. Like, talk me through how you got robbed. I shouldn't laugh, but Kyle's like, I'm sick of you and your shit. Stop acting on impulse and you won't get, like, no one was happy with me. And I'm like, bruv, I've just been robbed. Fuck the fact that none of you lot are happy. Is anyone happy that I'm safe? I wasn't raped. My pussy's still intact. Like, can we worry about what's important? Forget the fact that I've called you lot out, whatever, because it's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. now. Forget that fact. Let's talk about the fact that I still have life. No one gives a fuck. Everyone's just on about the fact that they're sick of me and my shit. And I'm like, guys, like, talk about kick a sister while she's down, sort of thing. So Nathan and Amisha are laying into me. I don't know what the fuck. I didn't lock off the phone to Kyle. Kyle's like, talk me through how you got robbed. And he wanted it step by step on how I got robbed. I don't know why I'm laughing now because it was not funny. Like, I was fully traumatized. So I'm telling Kyle what's happening and Kyle's like, bro. So if you know my friend, he's not a road man. He's like a really upstanding citizen, but he's like, bro, what do you mean? What? No, you're taking the piss. So wait there. At what point did you think something was wrong? That's how Kyle kind of sounds like. So I'm just getting it from all angles. So Kyle and Nathan link up now and they're fucking talking, having a pop at me. We're outside my house and Nathan breaks down as to why the fuck I need to come the fuck off Hinge and why I need to allow it and why I need to delete it and what type of person goes on Hinge. Am I that desperate? And I'm like, yes, it's hard out here for a pimp. I'm tired of being lonely. Like, do you understand? Like, I'm tired. So that's that, yeah. So obviously I'm like, no, but guys, my car's still in Hammersmith. How are we gonna do this? So they're like, fuck your car. Call a towing company tomorrow. Either tow your car or call a locksmith and get your car, like, get them to get into your car, get you a new key. So I go to bed. Guys, I call my mum at 6 a.m. Now, if you guys know me, you lot know Lorna is just, she's not the person you want to call in an emergency situation. So we've called Lorna, and my mum is like the most Jamaicanist of Jamaican person. She's like, what do you mean you get robbed? London! So I've got a younger brother called Jamal. So she's like, London! Jam! Hit rubber! So this is how my mum's behaving. So I'm like, Mum, can you drive me to Hammersmith? Because I'm going to call a locksmith. I have to obviously call a local locksmith from Hammersmith to get into my car. And I want to go now before I get a parking ticket because obviously nothing's worse than being robbed. Having to leave your car on the side of the road and then getting a ticket on top of it. It's too much is going on. Like, I need to pick a struggle. Am I going to get robbed or am I going to get a ticket? Which one am I going to do? Like, I can't do both. So my brother convinces Lorna to drive up there. So we all go up there and she wants to go to the restaurant to have a go at the manager for allowing me to be robbed. So she's gone in the restaurant. It was open and we're able to talk to the manager. So we go upstairs, she's explaining what happened. She's like, oh my God, my daughter was robbed here last night. Da 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 da. She puts on her charm. He takes us to the camera and we watch the CCTV. Would you believe? Come over, let me show you. Would you believe? Welcome, let me give you an example now. Come. Would you believe that this motherfucker, so it's my lovely cousin. Would you believe that this motherfucker, so I'm sitting in a chair like this talking to him on our date and he's talking to me and doing this and signaling for the people to come on this side. So they're sitting on the opposite table and they're just etching my bag. I'm balls deep in conversation. I'm not even preying him. They're etching my bag open. So then they walk off with my bag and he's got both my hands. Do you know why he had both my hands? So if I was to turn suddenly and see, he could kind of do this and drag me.
And pull you.
Wow. This motherfucker is a professional date robber. He's a professional date robber. So the man's like, I'm so sorry. You're right there? You're right? Yay! So this man's a professional. He's a professional robber. Yeah. So the bar manager is like, oh my God, can I take your number? Do you think this is his stopping ground? I'm like, yeah, he's always banging on about this restaurant. So that's that. I see the CCTV, I see the setup, I see the play. I've been robbed. Like, I'm the first person in the UK to go on a date online and get robbed. Fast forward a week, the manager calls me. Hi, could you send me a picture of the guy you went on a date with? I said, okay. He was like, yeah, he's in here now with a new victim.
What?
He's a professional date robber. So ladies, I'm going to put his picture here. Beware of this leprechaun. He's out here robbing sisters. He's out here robbing sisters. He's looking for his pot of gold through us sisters.